if you like big dogs, but Big Show wasn't seeming to be a good fit for your family, then we also have Vinny. Vinny's about 75 pounds, another terrier mix. He's a little bit older at 4 to 5 years old, and he has the cropped ears. I'm not a fan of that, but Vinny came to us that way. It might make him look a little bit more intimidating, but he's actually not. He's actually more of a nervous guy around new people. So he's not nearly as confident as he may appear. He is a bit of a goofball, and again, even though he is quite a large dog and can pull a little bit, volunteers have been walking him. Nobody's really expressed an issue with him in terms of handling him, getting him in and out, things along those lines. Much like all of the dogs here, he does need to work on some of his manners, a little impulse control with, maybe a say please protocol, so he has to sit for things. But he definitely is a dog that enjoys affection. He has been very affiliative with you today, and I don't know that you guys have had a ton of interaction. Typical things like resisting, with handling of hands and feet and things like that, which is all part of the reason why we're encouraging him to be adopted to a family that doesn't have any small children, just that in his overall size. But he, definitely listed as a guy who loves attention, but definitely needs a little bit of a warm up when he's, getting around new people. So not the type of dog that you're going to take out to a brewery and hang out for the day. That's going to be a little overwhelming for Vinny.
So we have some behavior notes about his dog-to-dog interaction. What do they say?
So there's kind of some conflicting reports. So in his initial assessment, it said he reacts favorably when walking through the kennels with other dogs. But then, there's certain dogs that he didn't like. So he was a little dog selective. And one of the things that we've seen with a lot of dogs today that we have currently, like Big Show, and some of the other ones that we have is that they don't have great body language. The way that I kind of explain it to people, it's like, certain people, there's, hand gestures that people will do in the United States that don't mean anything. They're fine. You go to another country and all of a sudden you've accidentally offended someone, right? Because you're doing something, unintentionally, but it has a negative effect. And some of the dogs kind of are doing that with their body language. Vinny likes to stare. Not necessarily in an aggressive way, but to other dogs that may seem that. So it can be a little off-putting. So definitely making sure that we're doing slow introductions. One of the dogs we had on the show previously, Horace, Vinny hated Horace, but he, likes cinnamon. So, making sure that you're figuring that out. He would do better with a dog that has a similar play style to him. Understands that he's very vocal when he's playing, things like that, and a little rough and tumble, but definitely nice and slow. Would encourage some exercise for Vinny before he meets a new dog, things like that. So it is possible, but you want to make sure you're doing those proper, careful introductions. If you're interested in making Vinny part of your family, maybe even a potential lap dog, he seems like he's trying real hard to get up there, then you can go to visitfcac.as.me to book that appointment.